like every other time, we are back. Today we got William Rivera back in the house. Will, how you doing today, man?
What's good, man? I'm doing great. Just working, man. Just working during this quarantine.
Shit, man, this is the first video conference, video podcast that we've done pretty much up until this point. We're adapting, just like you said, with this quarantine. But, from the last time we had you on until now, a lot's changed. I'll go ahead and say that. And we're going to get into all of it. But if you just want to update people who haven't seen the first episode real quick on what you do, what you're involved in, and, who you are pretty much before we just start things off.
Yeah, so like if you don't already know me, my name's William Rivera. I've been doing e-commerce for around 3 years now. If you don't know what e-commerce is, it's basically selling things online, just like when you buy things on Amazon or you buy things on another website. You're buying it from someone like a third-party seller, etc. So I'm one of the third-party sellers on Amazon, or I create websites, sell things like that, or run Facebook ads, Instagram ads. There's a lot of things that I do, but that's the basic like general concept of it. And yeah, a lot has changed since, we first got on this podcast. Before the first time we got on, I was living in Atlanta. Now I live in Decatur. So I went from an apartment to a house here in Decatur. Also, ecom degree today, actually, we just crossed 400 plus students
Jesus,
in the
man.
program. Yeah. So, I mean, that's crazy. But other, and I recently got into, back when you first met me, I wasn't doing any selling on Amazon. Now I'm actually an Amazon seller. Last month, I actually cleared like $350,000 in sales on Amazon. So that shit was crazy too. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happened since we first met.
Jesus, man. I guess we're just going to have to just hop right on that because I saw you transfer through 3 platforms. One of them was the Etsy, I think, or Etsy. And
Yeah, I was real big. I was real big on Etsy when we first met up.
yeah, I remember you were killing it. Like you were going so hard that they tried banning you, and then you had to fix that, and that was crazy. And
Yeah.
then I think you hopped around to like another platform, and then once you touched Amazon, man, oh my God! So just tell us why, because when we talked, you were very informed about Amazon. You talked about how you 3 years ago you used to work at the warehouse, and you were just talking about how you were like informed on drop shipping and how big like Bezos was killing it, but you hadn't sold on Amazon yet. So at what point in time did you like transfer over to Amazon, and like how did you get up to speed so quick? Like not
Yeah.
necessarily the secret, but how does one make 350K in sales, man? Like
Yeah.
congratulations on that, man.
Appreciate it. I mean, really, like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years, so it's not like I just hopped on Amazon and then out of nowhere, I knew how to do it. I've been doing this for a long time, and when e-commerce, buying and selling online, like buyer psychology, all that, it's pretty much the same on every platform. Like because I've been doing this so long, it's not hard for me to jump from Shopify to Etsy to Amazon. They're all pretty much very similar. There's just like slight differences in each one. So really me, I'm a big advocate in focusing on one thing and mastering your craft. I always say it's better to be a master at one thing than decent at a whole bunch of things. So I really focused on the first 3 years that I was doing e-commerce. I really focused on my skill of Facebook ads and Shopify. So that's why I hadn't, dibbled and dabbled into Etsy and Amazon until this year. But because I've been doing this so consistently for 3 years, I decided, okay, let me hop onto the Amazon wave or the Etsy wave because I know it's not much different than what I'm already doing. And I have experience now. I have capital to work with. So that's why I jumped on.
Damn. So are you still using Facebook ads on Amazon, or does Amazon?
Yeah, so that's the crazy thing with Amazon. It's all organic. So I'm not running any paid advertising whatsoever. That's all organic through the Amazon website, organic visitors. And the even crazier thing is that's just the Amazon United States marketplace that I sold on. I didn't sell globally. It was just the United States on Amazon, and that was just organic visitors.
What exactly is organic? Does that mean like the product did so well that the algorithms just kept recommending it?
Yeah, so organic basically means no paid advertising at all. So it's just from people, coming onto the website because Amazon, they have millions and millions of users that go on Amazon.com every single day. So with Amazon, you honestly don't need to run Facebook ads or Instagram ads. You can, and it'll benefit you. But to make a lot of money, you really don't have to. With Shopify, you do because you're building a brand from scratch. You're building a store from scratch. If you start a brand, the next day people aren't gonna all of a sudden know about your brand. It's just gonna come. You're building a brand from thin air, basically. Amazon already has that credibility. They've been established for a very, very long time. So, you know, they already have that credibility for you. So once you list a product on there, the customers are already there.
Okay, so I know this is probably something like, well, I want to get back to that, like being organic and like how Amazon is so much different than any other kind of e-commerce from what I'm getting. But I know probably a huge question you've been getting from people is like I always hear whatever number in sales, this much in sales, like of 350,000 in sales. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean like that's how much was generated, or like how much is profit? How much does Amazon take? How does all that work? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So Amazon takes around like 15% right off the top. It's actually, they take the highest fee out of all the platforms. And the reason being is because what I told you, they get so much organic traffic that they just feel like, they deserve that amount. So they take 15%. Um, and if you do FBA, which means you keep your inventory inside of Amazon's warehouse and they basically do all the work for you, they take an even higher percentage. But I did a mixture of fulfilling it myself and fulfilling it through Amazon's warehouse. So when I calculated it, I did around 30% profit. So if you do the math, it's around, actually not 30%, it was around 20%. So if you do the math, it's around $70,000 net last month. Yeah, and that's
What the
pre-tax. That's
fuck?
pre-tax though.
Yeah, but still, man, anything that's above even just 5 grand is crazy because you always want to compare it to, okay, the average income of quote unquote it's like 50 grand, right? So what is that? It's like, 3.5 a month. So if you're dude, if you can profit more than 4 or 5 grand a month off something online, that's incredible. But then to do what you're doing, man, it's just it's living truth because you see all these ads, bro, with these rented Lambos and these rented yachts and join my course today, join this. But the thing about you, man, is I know you. I know you personally, and I know that you're not an ad. So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
crazy,
that's
bro.
funny. Yeah, it's
It's
funny that you said I'm not an ad because that's how I first felt when I got into e-commerce. I was like, dang, like I see all these people killing it, all these people running ads and stuff, but it hits different when you meet someone in real life who's actually doing it. And I always tell people like, don't look at my results. Like, don't judge me off of my results. Look at my students' results. Like, I literally have students right now. I don't know if you've been looking at my Instagram
oh,
stories
I have.
recently.
I have, and
Oh,
we're
you
gonna
have?
get to
Okay.
that. We're gonna get to that.
Okay, yeah, but like I literally have students that are doing, 10K plus a day on Amazon right now, 20K a day on Amazon right now. So
That's like 1,000 and a half to 2,000 profit. Are you kidding me right now?
yeah.
Jesus. It's crazy, especially with everything going on. Like this is when people are struggling the most. And if you're struggling out there right now, I don't mean to be insensitive or anything. It's just
Hmm.
crazy because this is, the whole world's at an all-time low, but e-commerce, Will Rivera is at an all-time high. So it's amazing because it goes to show that your whatever formula you got going on is obviously tried and true because in the hardest of times, it's hitting the best. So I just, I can't help but ask, like, how does somebody get started? I know that, you got the course and everything, and obviously we can't give away too much juice, but how does a person even get started selling on Amazon?
Yeah, so what I tell everyone is Amazon actually requires more capital than all the other platforms. And reason being is because when you sell on Amazon, they don't pay you out every single day. Like Shopify and Etsy, if you make $1,000 today, that $1,000 is being deposited into your account tomorrow, and you can use that 1,000 to fulfill your orders, pay off your ads, and then keep the remaining as profit, right? With
Mhm.
Amazon, it does not work that way. As we know, Amazon is like one of the biggest customer service companies. Like, they care about their customers a lot. So the way Amazon works is, if you make $1,000 in sales today, you have to have the money up front to fulfill your orders, because you don't get a payout until your customer receives the product and experiences your product for 7 days. So usually you don't get paid until 2 weeks with Amazon.
Okay.
So, if you make $20,000 in a day on Amazon, that's cool and all. But if $20,000 in a day means you have to fulfill 500 orders, and each one of those orders is $10, you better have 5 grand in your bank account to fulfill those orders, or you're not going to get paid out, right? And a lot of people don't have that much money to just drop that, boom, and fulfill orders and wait 2 weeks to get paid. So with Amazon, I always suggest people to have more capital to work with, and if you don't have capital, to at least have like high credit lines that you can use. But I usually don't recommend people hop onto Amazon as their first platform. I always tell people, do Shopify first or Etsy first, and that's why I have Shopify as like the main thing in my program, and then Amazon is like a second thing. Like, if you've already mastered Shopify, or if you've already had some success there, then boom, you can hop on the pedestal and you can go to Amazon if you want.
Jeez. So so what I'm getting is that Amazon's the big leagues because you gotta have a platform. Because I mean, best case scenario, just like you said, a person hits hard with the product and they got all these orders, but then they can't fulfill them. Like, what happens then?
Yeah, I mean, like, not gonna lie, like, a lot of my students have actually ran into that issue where they're like, "Will, look, like, I made $10,000 today," and I'm like, "Bro, that's crazy." And they're like, "Yeah, but I can't fulfill this shit. Like, I don't have the money to like fulfill these orders." And I'm like, "Dang, bro, like, you gotta watch yourself, because like Amazon does allow you to like limit how much you want to sell. So if you're careful, you can drop ship on it, or you can sell on Amazon with your budget. You just got to be careful how you set everything up. Like, if you can only afford to sell 10 units a day, you can make the rules on Amazon to where it caps you out at 10 units a day. You can scale slowly, but a lot of people don't do that because they get so excited in the beginning. They see the numbers and they're like, "Dang, I'm at $10,000 today. Like, let me hit 20,000." But they don't realize until the end of the day that they have to fulfill all that stuff out of pocket. So, I've been helping my students with that. I have, advice in my program about that. But like I said, I suggest people to have capital. I suggest people to have high credit lines. High credit lines plus capital is best. Or I suggest you have like there's also websites that if you do well on Amazon, there's websites where they have investors on there, and they actually overview your Amazon account. And if they see that you're doing good, they'll actually invest in you.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, and fund your Amazon business. So
So
there's
is
a lot of things you could do.
so is that why it says like two items remaining, only one left, like in stock? Like, that's not actually true. It's just that's what that person limited it to. Like, they can't fulfill more than five or six.
Yeah, sometimes it's true. Sometimes they really do only have three or two left in the warehouse, whatever. But sometimes it is their limit. Like, that's what they set their quantity to be. And if you want to see like third-party sellers or drop shippers in action on Amazon, if you go on a product listing on Amazon, right under the Buy Now button, you'll see another section that says also available from these sellers. And if you click that, you'll see a whole bunch of other third-party sellers, in other words, like drop shippers or Amazon sellers. You'll see a whole bunch of other people selling the same item on the same listing, but with different prices. And those are all people, doing what I do, basically.
That's crazy. Okay, I got
Yeah.
a I got another question because I ran into this today actually. So
Mhm.
my grandma deals with, inflammation, back pain, whatnot. It took forever to convince her, but I finally got her to try CBD because for people who don't know, CBD is one of the main chemicals, or not chemicals, but natural ingredients in marijuana, and it has no psychoactive properties, and it, helps with inflammation and back pain. So I started her off on this one cream and everything was straight. but she's out of it. So I wanted to get her a stronger one. So I was on Amazon, and this made me laugh so hard. But I found this one cream, and I was reading the descriptions, and it was maybe like 10, 15 descriptions, and they're like amazing, fantastic, best thing I ever used in my life. Like thick descriptions, bro. And it wasn't until I got down to like uh customer, or not description, customer review. There were a bunch of customer reviews. It wasn't until I got down to like the 20th review that someone was like, they were like, who are all these people? This product doesn't work. This is pretty much just not aloe. They were like, it's just Vicks and all this crap. Is that, I mean, is that like a method? Is that, are those bots that like a person can use to boost the image of a product? Is that a technique that I kind of evaluated, or am I tripping?
Yeah, I mean, people do that. I don't do that. I don't really teach my students to do that, but you will find people that like try to sell like something from AliExpress on Amazon that doesn't really work, and they'll use like methods to make it look legit. What
Mm,
I teach my students is we don't really like selling AliExpress products on Amazon because it's too risky. Amazon is a very strict platform. They care about their customers a lot. So what I actually teach my students is how to sell name brand products on Amazon. Like products that people already love, like Yeti cups, Nike socks, Jansport book bags, stuff like that, like name brand stuff. I teach them how to open up wholesale accounts with these companies, how to set up your taxes right to where you don't have to pay sales tax on any of the inventory you buy, how to buy stuff at wholesale price and sell it for retail on Amazon. That's kind of the strategy that I go for. It's different from Shopify drop shipping. Shopify drop shipping, you can sell stuff from AliExpress all day, and you can make a lot of money doing that. But with Amazon, I have like a different approach to things, a more professional approach to things.
what I like about it, man, is that it's one of those things where it kind of takes a certain, I don't know how to say it. It just, it's not what people think. Like people think you're sitting at home on your computer and you're just making all this money and oh man, look at Will, this is that. But you're putting in work, bro. Like I saw that snap you posted of like 100 packages or like 50, or I don't know what it was that you hand packaged and I'm guessing took to
Yes.
ship and made all the labels, and like that's work. And then once again, going back to what you said earlier, you paid for all that out of pocket, and like that's crazy, bro. Like I think like a lot of people don't see how much hard work goes into it. They just think like, oh, I'm gonna start today and I'm gonna start making 5 grand, but they don't realize that people are actually doing both sides of it. Like, yeah, they're setting up the store and all the skills to make the store successful, but then you also got to get your ass up and go ship some items. Like, what? You got to put money down. You got to believe in yourself.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a lot of upfront work in the beginning. There are ways to automate it. Like, for example, I always, the first couple hundred, or like really the first 100 orders, I'll fulfill myself just because I want to handle the product. I want to see how well it does. But once you're doing like 100+ orders a day, there's something called Amazon FBA, where basically you can order all your inventory or all your product and ship it straight to an Amazon warehouse. So whenever you get an order on Amazon, Amazon does all the work for you. They pick, pack, and ship your product. So then you're really not really doing anything. You're just chilling.
Jesus. So that's where they probably want like 35%, or I'm guessing a lot
Yeah,
more.
that's where they, like, for example, like if you've ever been on Amazon and you've ordered something Prime, that's from a third party seller, most likely, that has their inventory in the Amazon warehouse. And because of that, they're able to ship their stuff out fast because Amazon's doing everything for them.
Fucking Jeff Bezos, dude. That guy.
Yeah, and like Amazon's making so much money, and literally all the products on their website aren't even theirs. They're just third party sellers. Amazon's just a platform that allows these sellers to make so much money on the website.
If you met Jeff Bezos, what would you say?
I'd be like, thank you.
He said, "Thank you." Well, I it's one thing, man, to grind in the dark, but it's another thing when other people start realizing your success. When other people start to realize, hey, this guy's got it, and not only does he got it, but he wants to share it. And you're the type of guy, man, where you don't hold back. Like you're not like, oh, but this is exclusive, so you're not like, you're very transparent that's what I noticed about meeting you, meeting Lex, meeting Dooley. You guys are all very transparent people because you're really living and doing what the fuck you're talking about. So as far as getting recognized, man, I saw that Ty Lopez put you on the Snap story or the Instagram story. Like, I know that was a good moment right there. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was crazy. So it was actually yesterday. Ty
Oh,
Lopez posted
yesterday.
on YouTube. Yeah, he posted on YouTube a video talking about like e-commerce. It was like a e-commerce topic video, and it was just about how like he used to preach like back in 2016 about how e-commerce was going to be booming, and how like you need to get into e-com because like shit like this can happen to where you lose your job. The job that you think is so secure really has no job security behind it when things like this happen. So he was kind of just talking about that in his YouTube video, and I kind of commented, and I was like, shout out to this goat. I started watching Ty Lopez in 2017. He's really like one of the people that inspired me to get into entrepreneurship back then. That was my senior year of high school. And I basically just made a comment like that. I was like three years forward now. Last month I did $350,000 in Amazon sales. And that comment got a lot of like clout in the comment sections. Like I had a lot of people replying, asking me like how I did it. A lot of people subscribing to my YouTube channel. A
Yeah,
lot of
shout that
people,
out real quick. Shout that out real quick.
yeah, if you just type in my name, William Rivera, on YouTube, it'll be like the first profile that pops up. I post a lot of free content on Shopify drop shipping, Amazon selling, all that stuff. So if you want to get started and you don't have enough money to invest into the program, my YouTube channel is a great way to, get into it. But yeah, man, a lot of people started reaching out to me on Instagram. Like people were searching up my name on IG and they were like, yo, I saw you comment on Ty's YouTube video. Like, I'm trying to get into the sauce. Like a lot of people signed up for my program. And then
Yay.
Ty Lopez actually replied back to my comment, and then he actually went to the extent of reposting it on his Instagram story as well. I was already lit when he replied to my comment. I didn't know he was gonna screenshot it, circle it, and then repost it on his IG story as well. I didn't know he was gonna do all that.
So how did you even find out that he put it on there?
How did I find out? I think someone DM'd me and they were like, "Yo, like Ty Lopez put you on his story," and I was like, "Chill." Went on it and I saw like he
Probably
literally
shit
circled my
yourself.
comment. Yeah,
Did
I
you
was
just
like, "Whoa, that shit was crazy." And like, honestly, actually, no. The way I found out is someone DM'd me and they were like, "Yo, I saw you on Ty's story," and I was like, "Hold up, what?" And then I went on Ty's story and it was one of Ty's followers that DM'd me and he was like, "Yo, I had to find you, whatever." So that shit was crazy.
Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying, man, because you know that if Ty put you on his story, that meant he probably clicked your account, probably went and watched your YouTube videos, at least a couple minutes of them, and was like, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. Or he went to your Instagram or something. Because, people like that aren't just posting left and right. He obviously did his research on you and was like, oh, yeah, this kid's got it. And he put you on there, man. And I
Yeah,
just think it's
that's
crazy.
crazy because people with that much like Ty Lopez, like people with that much credibility and that much experience in the game, like they don't just post anybody. Like he definitely did his due diligence, which is crazy. It's even crazier now that I think about it that he posted me. So that
Yeah,
was lit. Yeah, yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was like my record breaking day on ecom degree enrollment as well. Today I surpassed 400 students. So
yes.
I mean, honestly, it's been a pretty good like 2 months. This quarantine has been a good quarantine.
Hey, man. Everyone here at a time shared is always been a big supporter because it was always the energy, man. It's the energy about you. You don't let it get to you. Like we can just tell from the tone of your voice that there's no ego attached. You just want to spread love and put it all back into the community. You're so passionate about your students, and it's just fucking beautiful, bro. And then, unfortunately, all this happens, but kind of forces people to be online. And you know what? You were already there. It was kind of like the people that want to start now. Like it's never too late. But you were already doing your thing. So all that traffic, it just kind of met in the middle. And it's just crazy, man. I just want to, say we're really proud of you over here on this side. Congratulations for all the success and having you on
Appreciate it,
again.
man.
Yeah, man, having you on again and being able to share with people it's just living truth. It's like touching back in. It's almost like a checkpoint because I've been wanting to do the new podcasts. I've been having to cancel a bunch of people, but I was like, okay, I want to do the video ones. Like, I want to take advantage of this. And I was like, well, I kind of want to do one with someone I've already done one with because, I'm comfortable with that person. We've met each other and so on. And I just couldn't help but see you killing it, bro. And I was like, all right, well, we know
Yeah.
who that's going to be. And it's just great to have you on, man, because that like now people can do something like, all right, instead of just combing YouTube all day, let me check this William guy out. Let me enroll in the course if I got an extra a couple $100. Let me do something. Let me be productive. And I feel like right now, giving people a tool to make something out of their time. And I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they don't have the money to fulfill the orders, right? But just
Right.
even the experience of understanding how things work to get up to speed for
Hell yeah, man. Once you're like, if you're a newbie, once you get into e-commerce and you make that first sale online, like your life changes. Your mentality changes forever. Cause once you make that first sale online, like it clicks in your head and you're like, damn, like it's possible. Like if I can make one sale, I can make 10. And then once you make 10 sales, you're like, damn, if I make 10 sales, I can make 100 and so on. So yeah, it's definitely a dope experience once you come into the game new and you get that first sale online. Even if that first sale isn't profitable, like just you seeing it on your phone, like money coming through from the internet. It's just I remember my first sale and it was like 3 years ago. So it's definitely a defining moment.
shit, man. How do you feel about all this coronavirus shit? Just as far as obviously it hasn't been affecting you, but we are going to get through it. But what do you think is going on? Like, what do you think is in our future?
Honestly, man, like it's looking bad, but I just take everything like one day at a time. Like you said, I don't really let things affect me. Things that are out of my control. Like I can't really, stop the coronavirus. I can't really do anything to prevent it. So if it's out of my control, I don't really put too much thought into it. I just kind of see it as a blessing in disguise. People are at home. You got more time to grind, more time to self-reflect, more time to develop yourself as a person if there's not an individual hustle that you're trying to hustle at. But I'm just chilling, man. Like I'm taking it one day at a time. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but regardless, I'm here grinding, taking it one day at a time. So that's my mindset for it.
Okay, so I guess to dive a little deeper into Amazon, because it's just there's so many questions. If a person were to get started, right, and they started to see success, and they kind of overdid themselves as far as the sales and not being able to support it, what happens on the customer side? Like, am I notified that my sale was canceled, or like how exactly does that work?
Yeah, so like if let's say you're a seller and you overdid it to where you can't fulfill your orders, you can go ahead and cancel those orders. And yes, the buyer will get a notification that their order was canceled, um, which is fine. I mean, as long as you don't cancel too many orders, Amazon won't really flag your account. And if they do flag your account, they're pretty forgiving for beginner sellers. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's okay to mess up. You can always make new Amazon accounts. There's a method for doing that. But like I said, my students have ran into that problem, literally that same exact problem, and they've gotten around it. So
Damn, it's like too much success. It's like
yeah.
no, that's like wow, like that's our issue. That's what we're having. There's too much business. I mean, you talked about how a lot of the products are name brand products, and obviously without giving too much away. Well, I mean, I guess we can talk as much as we want about this because there's no real added value. But do you think that with this coronavirus issue, that the world is going to have permanent effects? As in, like, do you see a lot of these retail stores, even a lot of the major ones, man, like these malls, just all these areas and businesses that involve high influx of people and retail. Like, do you see those going away now that people are seeing that, hey, we can do it a different way if we need to?
Honestly, like I've seen them going away for a while now, man. Like we see it all the time. Like Toys R Us closed down because no one's going to the store to buy toys anymore. You can order them on Amazon. You can order them online. Uh, Stores like Forever 21 closing locations everywhere. Macy's closing locations everywhere. uh, I've been seeing it probably for the past 2 years, so I'm not really surprised how it's going to be or how what's happening right now. I've always seen online businesses just do better than traditional retailers and brick and mortar stores because they don't have to pay that huge rent every month. If you own a website, you're just paying that whatever your hosting fee is, $30 a month on Shopify or whatever it is to host your business. That's why you see businesses like Fashion Nova shitting on Forever 21, businesses that have been around for a long time. You see Fashion Nova literally taking over and all they do is run Instagram ads and they have a website.
Yeah, they're
So
smart with they're smart with the celebrity
yeah, the
endorsements.
influencer marketing, all that. Yeah. So I've always seen like kind of e-com and online businesses taking over. I think after this coronavirus thing, yeah, there's still going to be a lot more people buying online and shopping online. But if you actually look at e-commerce as a whole, it grows every year and it usually doubles itself every year. So it's been on a steady growth pattern for a couple years now.
Well, we know you're not the type of person to get left behind. So on that note, are you diving into any other, forms of business with the capital you're generating, or are you just kind of reinvesting?
So right now I'm just reinvesting it into my Amazon business. I do have a couple of side hustles going. For example, like I'm flipping cars on the side with my dad. We have an auction license. We go to the auction. We buy cars here and there, especially now because people need money. So they're selling their cars for cheap. So, we're over here stacking on these cars, buying them. But when things get back to normal, we'll be selling them at retail price, or we'll just buy them real low and we sell them to dealerships that'll buy and hold them and sell them later. That's kind of just a fun thing I'm doing because my dad, he's real into cars. He's been doing that for a while now, and I just have extra money to throw into that. I also want to get into real estate soon, but I'm gonna wait for this virus thing to die down as well for that. But yeah, I'm mainly just doing ecom, man. Just mainly e-commerce ventures.
So as far as real estate, are you trying to like partner up with Dooley?
I mean, yeah, that would definitely be something I would look into. Why not? He's one of my good friends, and he's all he knows is real estate. Like he's been doing that for a long, long time. Since I met him, he's been doing real estate as an agent, and now he's on the investor side with it. He's done hella flips. So yeah, he would definitely be someone that even if I don't do business directly with him in real estate, I'll definitely come to him for consulting and advice when it comes to a real estate venture that I'd possibly get into.
Yeah, that guy's a beast, man. We
Yeah,
we had maybe like 2 weeks, a week, but yeah, about like 2 weeks before shit really got crazy, where they did the stay at home. We were supposed to link up and shoot a day in the life, and with the new office they got and all that kind of stuff. But the whole quarantine happened. But I mean, I still see him out there killing it. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to talk to him. But it's just weird, man, because it's hard to plan right now because we don't know what's going on, especially like as of I think tonight or last night, Georgia really went into like a hardcore quarantine, and so like
yeah.
they're actually trying to arrest people now, and like it's a misdemeanor fine and all that shit because I guess it's getting that out of hand. But once that happens, once everything clears up, we're gonna be linking up with him soon. But the thing about him, man, is he's not letting this affect him either. And it's weird because his business requires people. So it's just all about your mindset is what I'm just starting to see from all of this. People like you, people like Dooley, you guys are fucking people like Lex, dude, pushed out 40 Yeezys in
Yeah.
a weekend. It's a mindset. It's the same thing I've been trying to tell people since episode 1, man. If you can master the mindset of a person who is in any field succeeding, you can convert that into your own version and succeed in your own path because it's just I don't know, it's just tried and true. But I mean, shit, man. What is something that you want to leave a person who's listening to this right now and they're just kind of like, well, I got limited funds, maybe I got $1,000, 2,000, whatever it is, and I want to get into e-commerce. I want to get into e-commerce today. Like, what would you advise them to do right now?
I mean, I would advise them now is the best time to do it. You got time to yourself, you're at home, you're really not doing anything. I would say first invest in yourself, whether that's into a program, whether that's just you sitting down and spending hours watching YouTube videos, doing research. Invest in yourself, do your research, do your due diligence, follow people that are getting results that you want to have in the future, and basically just everything there's a blueprint for everything. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. As long as you follow someone that has the results that you want and you follow their blueprint, you should get to their level or at least close to their level. That's why I don't really like that's why I'm so hard on like the schooling system right now. Because like, for example, like if you wanted to make a lot of money, you would learn from someone that makes a lot of money. Or like if you wanted to learn how to be good at baseball, you would learn from someone that's real good at baseball. But school isn't set up that way. When it comes to like business school and stuff, you're not really learning from people that are, in the trenches. So, but the internet allows you to learn from people that are actually doing, what they say they're doing. So take
That's a
advantage of
really
that.
good point. That is a really good point that you mentioned. We're learning our essentials from people. I mean, don't get me wrong. Teachers are really important, and they should be valued, and I think they should be paid more. But you're right. It's like
Yeah.
you're just teaching this. You don't actually do this. So how am I supposed to? Damn. So do you see potentially? Do you see Amazon or just e-commerce in general getting to the point where so many people have realized that's the move that it almost gets oversaturated? Or are you just focused on always finding new techniques to cut through the crowd?
I mean, really, Amazon's never really going to get saturated. People are always going to go to that website to buy things they need. People were saying drop shipping was saturated when I was getting into it in 2017. I don't think buying stuff online is ever going to get saturated. That's kind of crazy to say. I think, if anything, it might get harder to do it, and like everything, you're gonna have to adapt. Like, for example, the way I sell online is different from when I used to do it in 2017. Things change, but it won't ever die out. You'll always be able to make money online. You'll always be able to make money with Amazon. Amazon's the number one company in the world. So you're always gonna be able to make money on their platform.
See, on that note, you mentioned something a little earlier about going international, right? So what's the difference between selling Amazon domestically and international?
Yeah, so for people that don't know, Amazon.com, when you go to it, you're only looking at if you live in the US and then you go to Amazon.com, you're only looking at the US marketplace. If you go to Amazon.ca or .uk, you have the Canada marketplace, you got the United Kingdom marketplace. There's several different marketplaces. I have a student from Germany, doing around like a couple hundred a day in Germany in the Amazon Germany marketplace. So there's several marketplaces in Amazon. As an Amazon seller, they start you out in your own country and you're selling there. But if you want, you can always expand to global. The only difference with global is that um, there's higher fees. It's going to be higher shipping costs too, because you're going to be shipping all over the world. So it can be a little hectic if you don't have capital or you don't really know what you're doing. So I always recommend people to just start in one marketplace. But global is definitely that's definitely where you scale and it gets crazy. But yeah.
So yesterday we spoke, and you told me about how you were just finishing out creating a 5-day program or a 3-day program. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's going to be an add-on to the course specifically for Amazon, right? So can you tell us some more about the new program?
Yeah, so I'm actually doing an Amazon 3-day workshop. So this is for people that are in ecom degree, or even if you're not in ecom degree and you want to get real hands-on with Amazon and really like see my procedures, like my daily procedures with Amazon, what I sold, exactly what I sold to make $350,000, how I find my product, stuff like that. If it's basically a 3-day workshop where I'm one-on-one with you on Zoom, showing you how to do everything. So it's the first time that I've done something like that because now I actually have time to do it. So yeah, that's just a separate thing. I have a couple ED students that did sign up for it. I have a couple of people that aren't in econ degree that signed up for it. So that's more of like a higher ticket, like intense training that I started.
Yeah, one-on-one interactive. Okay. So
Yeah.
what does something like that cost if I wanted to start that like today? How much would a person be looking to spend?
So yeah, so this is for people with a decent amount of capital because I'm going to be working one on one with them and basically showing them the ins and outs of my business. It would be around. I was selling it at $1,000 a person. So yesterday we got around like 6 people to sign up. And that's something I just created out of thin air. Like one day I woke up and I was like, look, man, let me do an Amazon 3-day workshop. Because there's people, because you got to understand, like sometimes I think too small minded to where like I think ecom degrees for everyone, but that's not the case. There's people that hit me up via DM all the time or that call me up and they're like, look, I have 100K in the bank. Like I'm not trying to take your course. Like I don't want to go through all that stuff. I want you to teach me one on one exactly what I have to do. I have money to throw. There's people out there like that I talk to all the time. So these workshops are more for like people that have capital already and they just want to dive right into it. In 3 days, know exactly what they have to do, have a store set up, and boom, and just start running with it. They don't really have time to go through a course, or they don't have the patience to go through videos like that.
Jeez, man, I think $1,000 is generous. That shit should be way more. Because you're pretty much making them money. If you're telling me that you are working with them one-on-one, that shit should be.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
Like there's definitely people out there that charge way more. I know Ty Lopez charges like 50K for a one-on-one. Um, you know, Ty Lopez or Russell Brunson, people like that, they charge way more. So yeah, definitely I'm gonna get to that level soon. But for
Yeah, but
now,
that it's still really kind of you, bro, that you're being generous out here and really trying to affect people's lives. Because I mean, shit, bro, people are paying $1,000 in rent, so that's 1 month's rent or a lifetime
mhm.
of knowledge. That's crazy. Well, that's a great idea, bro. So, how does a person get to that? Like, do they contact you, or is it like on ecomdegree.com?
No, so I actually posted it on my Instagram, like on my personal. I just posted a quick story. I was like, Amazon 3-day workshop, like there's something new. It's gonna have this, that. Like I basically showed what I was gonna teach you, like the ins and outs of my business. I showed people that it's gonna be a hands-on thing, a one-on-one thing. And I was like, if you have 2K capital to work with, I was like, hit me up. There's something for people with at least $2,000 to work with. And I just put it on my story. Like I said, I didn't really think much of it. I kind of just woke up and I was like, I want to do something more hands-on. I want to like be interactive with my students or anyone that wants to get into this. So I was like, let me just post this. I didn't really know the response I was going to get. And then boom, I had like 6 people sign up, first day. So it's
Fucking
pretty good.
amazing, bro. That dude, you blow me away every time, and I just already see interview three, and because it's just consistent, man. It's consistency is the key. Nobody wants to go through it. Nobody wants to put in the work. They just want the fucking what's it called, the results, and it's kind of funny
Yeah.
because you're giving them that too. It's like you just pay $1,000 and we can just skip through all of it together. That's crazy. So how long are the sessions?
So yeah, I'm gonna be doing like an hour session each day. It's not gonna be like a set hour. Like I might go over an hour. It's really just I'm gonna have a set time for it. And if I have to talk for more than an hour, then I'll talk for more than an hour. If they have questions, then we'll run it more than an hour. I'm not really concerned too much on being exactly an hour, but that's kind of like the set time frame because what I've noticed from coaching for so long and like mentoring people for so long with e-commerce, once it gets past like the hour mark, people stop listening or they can't like retain all the info that's given. So I think like 1 hour sessions every day for 3 days straight is pretty solid for someone to get the information they need and take action that day. Still have the rest of the day to apply what they just learned, and then boom, day two we meet up again, another hour, answer questions, maybe obstacles that you ran into the previous day, and then boom again. After that call, boom, you have the rest of your day to take action, and then day three, you should already have results, already have sales going, already have your store up. We go over anything that you might have questions on. And then, I just give you the final sauce and then boom, you should be taking off from there.
That's fantastic. You can't ask for any better than that. Damn, bro. Well, before we get out of here, man, what do you want to leave the people with? Because this was a very intense session, and I feel like there's still more. There's still
Yeah, I'm
more.
glad for having you on. I mean, I'm glad for you having me on, bro. Like, I always like getting on a podcast with you. I feel like you always ask the right questions, like the stuff I want to talk about, and like the stuff that people want to hear too. So, you know, I feel
Yeah.
like your podcast skills have increased too since when I first met you. So that's what's
Thank you,
up.
bro. Thank you. Really does mean a lot, man. We support you. Like, you know that shit. No matter where either one of us go, it's always great to establish those relationships that matter, man, because it's just genuine. It's genuine. It's just it speaks for itself. But
But yeah,
hey,
man, last words, because I think my girl just pulled into my driveway too. So
hey,
I'm gonna have to answer that door.
yeah, for
But
sure.
last words, man, if you're watching this, we're all in quarantine right now. We're all at home right now. You should leave the quarantine stage with a new skill, with a new hustle, or just self-reflect on yourself, and you should leave as like a better version of yourself. So that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Focus on something. Make sure you're working on something, constantly developing yourself. If you want to get into e-commerce, my YouTube channel is there. You can follow me on Instagram at William_Rivera. You can look into ecomdegreeuniversity.com. You know, if you DM me a time shared, I'll give you 50% off on the program just because I fuck with my boy right here. But yeah, that's
Hell
pretty
yeah.
much it, man. Now is the time. You have time now. The I don't have time excuse. You can't say that right now. You got all the time in the world to focus on whatever it is that you've been putting off. So
Hey,
that's what I
man,
gotta say to
you
people.
guys heard it here. You get coupon code, a time shared. All those are going to be in the description so you guys can get in touch with Will. Once again, man, I really want to thank you for your time. It's very valuable, and the fact that you're sharing it with us is a blessing, bro. But until next time, man, I'm Sharbal Milan, and we got
Yeah, and William Rivera,
hell yeah. And this has been a time shared. Thank you so much.
appreciate you for having me on, man. Peace.
Hell yeah.